Welcome to Talking Back with Matt. Today's episode, we had Jay Scott on with us. We were talking about the New York Mayor Adams and his weird trip to Israel and telling the people in Israel that he serves them, not the people in New York. We talked about X disabling the Hebrew posts on its platform. That means we cannot see translations of the Hebrew posts. We see the Hebrew, but not the English translations. They don't want us to read that anymore. So that's officially done. Go ask Grok. He'll tell you that the Hebrew translations are officially done on X. What else is happening? We got an AI app we just talked about, an AI app that's bringing back dead relatives, and they're trying to sell it to you. We don't want any piece of that. We also talked about, of course, the Epstein files release. We know that the House just voted to send the files to the DOJ and force them to release them. We'll see. I'm sure they'll be released. Now, what about it will we never see? Well, we know that. So don't get your hopes up on that one. And we also talked about Maha and the crumbling of Maha, because RFK Jr. has become the thing that he hates, which is the guy punching down at us while defending the pharma overlords. Okay, let's get to what you guys had to say. And I got to say this. We're happy Due Distance came in to our stream today. We love the Rumble raids. It's called Rumble Raid. We finally figured out how these things work, which is pretty awesome. When one stream ends, you can bring your viewers over to another stream. So we really, really appreciate that they do that for us. And we love aligning with you guys. If you're from Due Distance, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, specifically the subscribe, so you can get notifications when we, in fact, go live. Okay, let's see what some of the stuff you guys have to say. Let's start with Citizen Banteo. This one is fun. This was we talked about the Dana Bash interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene. Pretty big deal that what was said in that interview. But look, oh my sweet Lord Almighty, look at Dana Bash's face. This is what defending genocide does to your skin. Hilarious. And we talk about the playing dumb, and it's the Anderson Cooper face. He was doing the same one with Massey, but like you have this like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you mean AIPAC? So like, educate me. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot you have to maneuver around when you've been a genocidal maniac pushing propaganda your entire career. And now you got to pretend like you're doing the news. Well, you're not doing the news because if you're doing the news, you'd be asking the questions that Marjorie Taylor Greene are asking. And you wouldn't have a look on your face of, well, is that what you're doing? I don't know what that is. I don't know what it means to ask questions to people up here. I only like asking questions down. I punch down. My name's Dana Bash, and I punch down. So it's a new concept to her. That's what's going on. Thanks for the comment, Citizen Padeo. You have some other good ones, but I can't get to all of them right now. We got to do a quickie. Wish to go in the house for the Epsteinth time. Love it. For the Epsteinth time, dismantle Zionism. Absolutely. We get it, man. We get it. A little bit slowly but surely. It's one step at a time. We will change one mind at a time, right? No child left behind. Except if you're in Palestine. That's the not a good. There goes that joke. That's not funny. Yeah. That's the hardest part, I think, about all of this is the massive intentional casualties of children. There's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse. Everything we talk about on the show, nothing worse than that. It can't even make a nice joke about it. It's not funny. But I do like for the 15th time. That's funny. Okay. Oh, this is cool. ChatterX, Barack W. Chump. Love it. That kind of says it all right there. That says it all, doesn't it? I wonder if we could expand that name. Maybe add in a little Clinton in there. A little Willie. Barack W. Willie Chump. Something like that. But that's it. That you got 3 of them in there. That's good. I love it. What else we got here, guys? Oh, yeah. This is cool. Why is Elk 130, the political party system is a lie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if anything, Epstein is proving that. That's the point, guys. That's the aha moment. If it took you this long, fine. We don't care. It took you have your wake up moment when you have it. But if this is the moment, you should see that Epstein is all about people above the two-party system protecting each other. This is how it works. This is how being an elite works. It's not the two-party system is a scam. It's designed to make you think that you have us and them, good guys, bad guys, whatever side of the aisle, when in reality, that game they're playing is a game. They are actually on the same side. Well, how does that work, Matt? How can they don't actually like each other? Well, that part doesn't matter. They don't have to like each other. In fact, a lot of times you see them going at each other. That's real hatred. I'm not saying it's all theater as far as how they think of each other. They can certainly have if any of you guys ever dabbled in acting, it's not about acting, it's about finding the truth. And they certainly have stuff to pull from their own lives that they can make a very excellent performance about how much they hate the person across from them. Very easy to do that. The reason they are elite is because they, above all else, above all the fake arguments and the fake coming at each other, and whether they like each other or not, which again doesn't matter, the thing that makes them elite is the ritualistic behavior. It's the meetings. It's the underground shit. It's we're going to do really dark shit together, whether it involves anything sexual or violent or both, usually both. And we're going to know it's so bad. It's so extreme. It's so unheard of. And we just did these things together. We have blackmailed each other doing it. We're all in on it. So we know that supersedes any other disgust or bribe or change of mind, or I'm in a particular mood where I don't care, I'm going to oust this person. No, you're tied at the hip. It's a blood brother. You guys know blood brothers? You guys know that thing where you cut the hand and you put your hands together and we are blood now, we're blood forever. That's what it is on a level that's so disgusting, but it ties them together forever in an elite sort of way, which makes everything else secondary. All of the election season this and percentage of liking that and approval rating this and that, all of that is fake. It doesn't matter. It's the elite behavior behind the scenes that matters. And that's what keeps them together, whether they like it or not. And there's no going back. You can't undo it. Like in any gang, you can't, I decide not, no, you're in for life. And that's that. Okay. You guys know, it's sometimes we got to spell this out because we forget sometimes, like, how the hell are they doing this? Like, it's insane sometimes, but that's it. That's why. And this is from start Mark Epstein. We played the clip. The reason they're going to release the files is they're sanitizing them. Exactly. And we played this clip. This is Epstein's brother, Mark. He's saying that there's a facility in Virginia where they're scrubbing the files to take Republicans' names out. The Democrats probably already did scrub their side of it. So they're each doing their little thing to maintain the facade of the two-party system. So the Republicans have to protect other Republicans to keep the charade going beyond the next month or two into the next year, into the next election season. They got to keep the facade going. Unless enough of us figure this out, then they can't do it. What about that? What if enough of us figure out it's all a scam? Then they can't actually get away with it. But the only reason they can is because enough people buy it. That's why. Okay. Man, there's so many good comments. You guys, thanks for all of you guys being part of this today. Let's see what else we got here. We got anon user. There's a Luigi. I love that. I know that. We know that reference. Anon user. No amount of power stops hollow point to brain. We have a cheap solution. Thank you for that. And Wishigo Gal Gadot's attempt to use anti-union laws to prosecute 8 anti-genocide activists for protesting while she was filming in London has crashed and burned when her case was thrown out yesterday. That is some great news. That is some hell of great news. Wishigo, thank you for reporting on that. If you guys have been following our channel, you know that we covered the Gal Gadot strike in London that happened it was right before the summer. I think it was back in May. And apparently she was trying to sue those activists, which she clearly could not get away with. And the London court crushed it today. That is awesome. That is great news. We'll maybe do a follow-up on Gal, see how she's doing, how Gal's doing after her big loss apparently she just had here. Boo-hoo. By the way, that's our most watched video on YouTube is this video. Go to guys, if you want to see our coverage from May, this is by far our most watched. Go to the THL Presents on YouTube. Right on the homepage, it comes up right away on most watched videos. It'll be the first thing you see. That is the story that Wishigo is referring to. And it's nice to see that the protesters were successful. So good for them, because that's how the First Amendment works. If you don't want Gal Gadot, Zionist psychopath who's murdered people when she used to be part of the IDF and a trainer back in 2006 when they were invading Lebanon, that person you don't want shooting in your city, you have a right to go to a public place, which they did, and protest with loud noises, because everybody knows if you're making loud noises on set, you can't film. And that's what they did. And it was awesome. Go check out our video, guys. Most watched. I think 120,000 maybe people have seen that video, which is crazy. It just blew up on its own. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there's so much here. So much here. We'll do 4 or 5 more at least. We'll do 4 or 5 more. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. I see Wise Elk. That's on purpose. The Zionists have a prophecy where 6 million must be murdered to bring the Mashish. The number 6 million, it keeps coming up. It's so weird. Go Google the 6 million. So there's these reports of the same numbers used over and over, well before World War II and the Holocaust. This number keeps getting repeated. It's so bizarre. But I guess it must be scripture. It must be. It was written, right? It was written, prophecy. So they keep going back to that number. So interesting. What a coincidence that Hitler used the same number on him. Wow, what a coincidence. How did he get to that number? That's quite an achievement to get to 6 million in such a short period of time without any of the equipment needed to do it. It's very interesting. They were able to pull that off. Good. Wow. Unbelievable. It's literally unbelievable what Hitler pulled off. Literally unbelievable. Okay. What else? I like this comment from Tiggs. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. Memdani is not a Democrat socialist. He's a Nepo baby and welfare capitalist whose first loyalty is to his elkless ilk. Therefore, in a class war which we're currently in, whose side is he actually on? And yes, I agree. We know that Memdani, using the language that Bernie Sanders used, is something that works, right? It gets people excited, like the Democratic Party's being taught a lesson, and we're going to be more like Europe, Europe does have Democrat socialists. We don't have them here. They don't actually exist. Just because you say it doesn't mean it is. We know that Memdani was handpicked by the establishment to go through another charade that he's sticking it to them. He's not going to be able to do any of the things he's promised that are in the realm of socialism for the people. You only get socialism for the rich. That's all we get. That's our system of capitalism, is socialism for the rich. It's too big to fail. But we are too small to succeed. That is the exchange of capitalism. Too big to fail. Banks. Barack Obama bailing out all the banks on day one. Kicked 5.4 million people out of their homes. Banks, too big to fail. People, too small to succeed. Not democratic socialist, not at all. And in to credit to Obama, he never called himself a democratic socialist. But if he was doing his thing today, he would. It wasn't hip at the time. But Bernie, that's all he talked about. 2016, 2020, not really doing any of those things. We still don't have health care. You know who has health care? The wealthy, the rich, the elite. They have health care. Good for them. And that is socialism for the rich, which is not democratic socialism. So that, yes, absolutely right. Let's see. What else we got? Let's do a few more, and then I want to get to this other story here. What else we got here? Oh, I saw some discrepancy on where Barack was born. Is it true that, and thank you, Ed Rams, asking the question, is it true that Barack was not born in the U.S.? From the research I've done and we've done here, can't say 100%, but I'm certainly leaning towards that he was not born in Hawaii. The paper trail in Hawaii seems very suspicious. The person in charge of the data had a mysterious death. Also, the birth certificate, which looks a little weird, is posted on the government website, and I've seen people break it down. And I were you guys, I think it would still be available on Twitter. I think if you want to go and check out birth certificate Obama, Google government website, not Google, go to Twitter. Something about, like, if you can type in government website, we'll start with that. That's a good place to start, because you have the freeze frame, the close up of the actual site that the government puts up on their own site. So it's not from another source, it's from them. And it seems that there's something not accurate about the document that they themselves put up. And then you have the whole paper trail in Hawaii. So Trump famously accused Obama of not being born here. And at the time, Trump was called racist for doing that. I think what we need to do, whether this is true or not, and like I said, I can't say 100%, but when we call out elite for having secrets and the media protecting those secrets, that's important. And I think it's important that we don't, even if it's Trump doing it, which obviously there's political reasons involved, but it's not cool that we go to that place of it's racist. Just like you guys know the accusation of Michelle Obama being born a man. So let's not be guilty of telling somebody who claims that, or asks the question, is Barack Obama's wife, was she born a man? Let's not be guilty of shaming the person asking the question and saying, oh, what are you, transphobic? Because that's not the point of the question. The point of the question is, do elite people get extra protection and get to spin their story and their narrative? And does the media protect that narrative? That's the real question. And let's get out of the mindset that, oh, we would know it if it was true because the media would tell us and they would know. That's not true. That's not a thing. Let's stop believing that. There's a movie that tricks us into thinking that. If you guys are around in the 90s, there's a movie called Primary Colors where John Travolta plays a version of Bill Clinton. And I think his wife is, what is her name? Emma Thompson. Emma Thompson is playing a version of Hillary Clinton. And the movie is about telling the audience the exact opposite of what I'm telling you. The movie is about conditioning you to think that the private lives of politicians is under scrutiny by the media, and they have to hide their indiscretions. They have to hide their secrets behind closed doors. And if the media finds out, they're going to run with it. That's what the movie is about. That's not true. That's not true. The movie was made to make you think that's true. And I'm just using it's a 1995 movie or something called Primary Colors. It's just an example of how we've been brainwashed to think that the media, because they want to make money and get advertisers and get views, that they're ready to give you a secret of a high-end person. They're ready to do that with celebrities, fine. With athletes, fine. But high-end elite people, that's not how it works. They have things that are protected, that the media's job is to protect them. Whether a birth certificate was faked, whether you were born a different sex, there's secrets that get kept. So when we ask those questions, let's not fall into the trap of, oh, you must be racist if you think Obama is not American, not born here. You must be transphobic if you think Michelle was born a man. Let's ask about how elite get protected. Those are legitimate questions. And if those turn out to be true, then the result of that isn't, oh my God, can you believe that we had a guy not born here? Or can you believe that our first lady was born a man? That's not the point is, can you believe that the system that exists, that we live in, was able to get away with keeping that secret from us? That's the conclusion. And that's the scary part. Not the thing itself, but the ability to manipulate a narrative to us and keep information from us. That's the lesson from both of those examples. So I appreciate that. And again, I'm not saying 100% on either of those, but let's not be those people that go, oh, how dare you ask that? Okay. I'll do one more, and I got one more story. So let me just finish this up. Man, you guys have done so many good comments on here. I wish we had a little more time, but we are going to be oh yeah, Leslie, this is important. She lost so many friends and family because criticizing Harris. This is what we talk about. We're not allowed to criticize the people we vote for. Of course, we're allowed to criticize people we vote for, or they want our vote. We can criticize them without saying we're helping the other team. We know this. Let's just remember this. Always remember this is a truth. People around your lives might not understand this. They might not ever understand this. They think you're helping the other team. No, you're holding people accountable that want your vote. And if they don't answer these questions, they don't get your vote. If you did vote for them, you have the right to call them out on not doing the thing that you voted for. You have more of a right to do it than someone who doesn't like them to start with, or didn't vote for them to start with. You have an absolute right to voice your concern. That's so stand behind that, and you're on the right side of things. If you are voicing your voice, you're on the right side of things. If you're staying silent, no, you're not on the right side of things. Oh my God, you guys, so many good comments. I cannot get to. I'll do one more. And I'll try and play some more later at the end. Okay, we'll do that. Sure. Okay. All right. Oh man, thanks you guys. One cup turned in airwaves. YouTube guy, we got Leora. Thanks for being there. Kurt Boss, you guys are all awesome. Here's an AI. Okay, because we did the AI topic. Yeah, Wise Elk. AI is a corporate product. It's the ultimate consequence of industrialism. It's replacing the people altogether. Yeah, and I'm glad we've had these conversations. I'm really glad. Because this is the time before we wake up and we're in a Black Mirror episode and we can't get out of it. Now's the time to speak up. Now's the time to speak up against digital IDs. Now's the time to speak up against all of the data collecting, all of the monitoring, all of the replacement of humans with robots, all the replacements of relationships with robots. Now's the time to speak up. That's what it's about. Okay. That should do it for now. Thank you guys for chiming in here on Talking Back. I'll try to spin dryer. Let's put this one up. Yes, this is what we were just saying. Digital ID is the final colonization of humanity.